investment strategies, where are they with their knowledge base, like all this different type of stuff. And we're going to customize a lot of the information that we give to the people that are taking the course this time around. So this is a lot more, what do you call it, easier to do with a lot of the AI technology that exists today. It's something that we haven't been able to do before. And so it's not that we're changing everything that we're teaching here, it's just that we're customizing it to the situations of people that are in the actual course. And then, so we're going to ask a lot of questions in there. We're going to give a lot of answers to people's questions in there. Then we're going to do the Q4 thesis, which we do this every quarter, which is what do we think is going to happen in crypto over the next 3 months? And then how does that affect the move possibly into next year? So we go through a lot of different kind of wargaming type scenarios in there. You know, what's the most likely scenarios? What are the other possible scenarios? And how do we hedge our situations against them? Then we have the risk management and security webinar. So this one we have at this point for 2 reasons on October 3rd, and we do 2 days on, 2 days off. So you see the 2nd and 3rd there, then we have the 4th and 5th off, and then we go back on the 6th and the 7th. So risk management we put there before we get into a lot of, you know, the top 50 coin list, portfolio strategies and stuff, because a lot of people go all in on one coin, or they do stuff that we absolutely do not recommend. And then they get angry about it at some point in the future, right? Because they didn't take self-responsibility on the risk that they created for themselves. So we want to make sure that everybody watches this webinar before we get into like, hey, here's what coins are good and stuff like that. So they really understand that. Also, it's not very often, but every once in a while, somebody will make a mistake with their own security. We talk about, you know, making sure you don't have one central point of failure, making sure all your money is not on a centralized exchange. You want your own wallets that you hold in self-custody of the coins yourself, right? So we're going to go over that security, kind of security 101 in crypto, and, you know, make sure you do these best practices so that you don't get screwed.
And, and just one thing on that security part is, like, please do not use ledgers.
Correct.
We've just found that people have gotten, there's been a lot of hacks with people that have ledgers, and for the love of God, if anyone calls you or you try to, calling people, support lines, fake. Everything's fake. If someone emails you, tells you you have to call this number, it's fake. There's no there is a real number, but it's no. You're not going to call. It's no. They're not going to be able to get your money back. There's just you're going to get scammed. Or they like a lot of the ledger data. So people who are using ledger, you know, some people have their house information, their names and stuff, you know, logged into some of these websites. It all got leaked, and scammers know that information. They're also looking you on the dark web, and then from there, they call you saying, hey, we're from Ledger, or we're from this organization here. You call them, you give them information, and then boom, they jack you, and they steal all your money out of a bunch of wallets and stuff. So, and this is still happening today. So like I really recommend Trezor, of course, but you know, we're going to have safety. We're going to have like that safety class is going to be really, really important. But once you know how to do the safety, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I've seen the scam where they text you from Coinbase saying
lies.
Yeah,
all lies. Any text, no, don't believe a text, an email, unless I literally just went to Coinbase and I deposited $30,000, or I just bought $100 of a coin, and you get an email and you're saying, hey, your purchase of $100. All right, cool, I just did that, right? But if you just get, hey, somebody withdrew $100,000 from your account, and you're like, dude, I don't got $100,000, you know, it's fake, right? Or they play games, or they're like, whoa, someone just tried to withdraw $15,000 from Coinbase, and he's like, well, and then you're like, what the hell? Or someone just initiated a $15,000 purchase of a coin, let's say Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then never click an email link. Like email links they're phishing. They're used for phishing. No one's gonna call you. Don't believe. If you like, I need MetaMask support. Fake. If literally there's algorithms and there's AI bots that if you type in MetaMask support, you'll get DM'd by like 30 accounts, all pretending to be like, hey, I'm from MetaMask. Let me help you. It's, you know, you're giving your money to a fucking Indian. Like, I'm serious. It's not even lie. Like, or some guy from Bangladesh and shit. Yeah. Like, it's just Asia, or Southeast Asia and stuff. Like, these are just fucking scum of the earth scammers.
This is it. It says your Coinbase withdrawal code is blah 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 blah. Please do not share this code. If this is not you, please call us now for immediate action.
Yeah, please call us.
So when you call them,
please call us.
It's a scam, niggas.
Coinbase is so notorious for terrible customer service, so they would never want you to call them.
Okay, so let's knock out as many of these phone calls, guys, because we got a lot of people on the line still.
Yeah.
All right. Who's up next?
All right, next 8653. You're up. 8653.
All right, 8653. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
My name's Feek. I'm from Atlanta. I'm 18.
Cool.
All right, hit us with your question, bro.
I've been in the crypto mindset course Q3. I was gonna ask Charlie Miguel, what are y'all targets for if y'all were to open like, say, a fresh account? How many X's would you think you would get by the end of Q4? I know you said three X's for Q3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So I'm just going to give AVAX as an example because a lot of the times when you look at some of the top layer ones, they'll give you kind of a benchmark for where things can go. So if we look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and AVAX, and Solana as like maybe 3 or 4 examples, right? So Bitcoin, could it be lower by the end of the year? Sure. Could it be higher? Sure. Right. But let's go with a scenario that we pump higher because a lot of the data is basically telling us that with ETFs, rate cuts, and all sorts of stuff, right? Treasury companies, everything, right? So there's more money coming into crypto than there is supply, so price usually goes up. So the projections for this year, let's say we think about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin could get up to about $150,000 to $180,000. Could it go higher? Sure, but those are realistic targets. Then, if Bitcoin hits those levels, Ethereum goes towards about $7,500 to $8,000. This is also the target for Standard Chartered Bank.
That is top end, by the way.
Within this year, right?
Yeah, top end.
And next year, we do think we're going to bleed into Q1, so I think we could actually go higher than those prices by the end of the bull market, but you're talking about within Q4. So that's kind of your benchmark, and then you want to base what you have for possibilities of other stuff, right? So Solana, I would say $420 to maybe $500 by the end of the year is something that could happen. Of course, none of these are guarantees. This is just possibilities. And then AVAX, right, either $60 or $90 is very, very likely if Bitcoin gets back above $125,000 or $130,000. So if you kind of look at that, right, for Ethereum, that's not quite a 2x. For Bitcoins, that's less than that. But for Solana and AVAX, it's like a 2 or 3x. And so those are kind of like the safe moves that you can see. Something like Pengu, I think within the quarter, it might not end the quarter this high, but within the quarter, it could get towards 10 to 12 cents, maybe 11 cents, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like 3.5 cents right now, so that's about a 4x. And so then when you go further down the risk curve, right, you get more X possibilities. But I would say,
but the risk goes up,
right? The risk goes up massively.
And you need here's the what ifs with like a Pengu or like a sausage party or like a bonk is that you need Solana to break its all-time high. So like these coins will do really decent, but without Solana going past $300 so once Solana goes to 300, 330, 400, then it's oh shit, it's Solana season, dog. It's meme season, and then these coins, speculation wise, bonk will go up a lot. It's on Solana.
Yep.
You know, you'll have nobody sausage go up. You'll have Pengu go up, which is one of the better coins, and you can make a lot of multiples on that. But if Solana doesn't do that, then that doesn't happen, and then you're like, oh fuck, this quarter's wasted. God damn it. You know?
So I think on average, anywhere between a 2 to a 5x for most coins is realistic. And so like if you're getting gains of about like a 3 or a 4x, right? Take your original out of that. Take the profit there, even if you think it's still going to go up into next year. Secure that money so that way you're playing more with casino chips. But there's really good possibilities in Q4. If you look at Q3 versus Q4. Q3 was really good, right? We had a good time. We made some X's. Nobody sausage is really good. There's a lot of other stuff. But Q4, if you look at returns on Bitcoin and crypto overall year on year, Q4 is almost always the best quarter.
Yeah. And someone said right here, like bonk's ass. I would have agreed with you, but I have to just be real. Like they have a partnership with Radium now. Radium's one of the top exchanges on Solana. They're working with World Liberty Fi. They're now Radium is essentially fusing their version of like Pump.fund with Bonk.fund, and there's also going to be a Crow investment. So now you have basically Trump administration, Crypto.com with Crow token. You have Radium and then Bonk. So now you have, basically a 4-pronged sort of like thing on this meme coin. So it's like, well, there's enough here, and on top of that, you have. This is the first coin I've seen that has this so far. I think it's Turtle. I think it's Turtle Capital or Tutel Capital. They're launching a levered ETF for Bonk. I think it's a 2 or 3x levered, as well as like an income version of it as well for Litecoin, AVAX, and Bonk. That's the first time it's happened, and so I'm seeing, okay, there's going to be an ETF coming out for it. There's now the kind of World Liberty Fi's behind it. Now Crypto.com's behind it, and on top of that, now Radium's partnership with it. So I'm like, okay, there's enough smoke there that I'm willing to take a shot on it to try to make some money. You see, not going blind because I think Blanc was pretty ass too, but now with all this, it's like I mean, fuck it, let's take a shot. But you have to be willing to take that risk and stuff, and then, but at the same time too, if Solana just shits the bed, then you know, if Solana doesn't cook, then everything else doesn't cook.
All right,
Orange man,
would
good.
you think? I just got one more question. Real quick. Would you think that Sui would be on around the same level as Sonic by the end of Q4? I got a lot of Sui. That was one of the main things I took away from the Q3.
I think if you look at the Sui chart, it's much more coiled up, so I think it'll actually probably do better within the quarter. By the end of the cycle, it might be a little different. But yeah, Sui, my main target on Sui once it breaks back above about $4.50, and especially once it gets to a new all-time high, is it's baked in going towards $10 as long as Bitcoin's all-time high is not in this cycle.
Yeah. And that's one of the main things that we teach in the first 4 webinars of the Crypto Mindset course is that Bitcoin and Ethereum are our thermometers. If like Bitcoin and Ethereum are going down, everything else isn't cooking. Nothing's cooking, basically. Only stable coins are cooking.
Yeah.
Right? But if we have Bitcoin and Ethereum pumping up and they're chilling, or Ethereum starts going up like Ethereum, the number I've been looking for Ethereum for a long time, and guys know this, I've been saying this for fucking 6 months, $5,200 Ethereum. Once we're at 52, we're within $400 higher than the all-time high in 21. That means Asia, because Asia always bought higher, the kimchi premium. In America, we hit $4,800 on average. Most, you know, Europe, Asia, and stuff like that. But out in like Korea, Japan, and some of these other, they paid up the nose, and then their all-time highs like in the low 5,000s. So once we're at $5,200 sustained, then you start having a lot of L1s and L2s running up because Ethereum is like tied to liquidity pools and dexes to everything. As well as like right now, the #1 risk play right now is like Aster, right? It's the Aster liquid, you know, like you have Hyperliquid versus Aster, which is Binance versus essentially Ethereum in a way. Like there's kind of a Joseph Lubin connection there now as well with like they just MetaMask swaps are not going to allow with Hyperliquid, and because you have to, this shit's like gang warfare. I'm not even lying to you. You have to look at like who's on what gang, right? There's a Binance clique, which is the Asian boys out of Singapore, and then you got Joseph Lubin, and you got basically PayPal mafia, you know, Trump administration mafia, and then you've got the Ethereum boys, and then you got the Solana VCs, which also are in bed with the Trump administration.
Hey, don't forget T-Dog.
T-Dog, yeah, T-Dog. And seriously, but you have to learn. We teach you guys all this stuff because this game has been now it's a game of like the big dogs, basically large organizations. You have to see who's clicked up with who. And like now Hyperliquid's basically clicked up with the Ethereum Foundation. That's why recently Binance started dumping a ton of Ethereum recently to basically fuck over Hyperliquid, because Hyperliquid allowed you to short Aster. Now Aster said, "Fuck you guys, we're gonna allow you to short Hyperliquid now." So it's Bloods versus Crips in the crypto game.
All right. Who's up next on the line? Shots Arc Lightning with the 20 gifted on Rumble. Thank you so much, bro. And just, guys, we are going to be doing after hours here pretty soon. I think we're going to go live at around 11 o'clock. Woman Propaganda should be here very soon. I know some of the girls walked in. So that's going to be hilarious if you guys don't follow him on Instagram. Me and him did a bunch of collabs. We'll probably do some more as well while he's here in town in Miami.
How dare you?
So, yeah. Who's up next?
5543, you are up. 5543, you are up.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you give us your name and where you come from?
I'm Brown. I'm from Stafford, Virginia.
All right. How old are you?
The DMV part. I just had a lot of questions. I'm still like a beginning child. Like,
wait, how old are you, bro? Hold on. How old are you?
I'm 20.
All right, cool.
Good age.
Hit us with your most important question, bro, because we got a lot of people on the line, man.
Yeah, I understand. So one of my most important questions is like, what app should I get for Bitcoin? Right now I have the crypto.com app, but like it doesn't like load into the app itself. Like I put my email and everything in, but it just constantly loads. So wondering if there's like another app I should get.
And you're in the States, right?
Yes.
So the simplest app, if you're just trying to buy some Bitcoin, Cash